The pinch of the Depression was still alive. Too many children never went to school. The anti-lynching bill didn't pass. People redeemed soda bottles to eat at Father Divine. Poor white and black still walked behind the mule. Savagery was hidden behind genteel masks when cotton was king. Uncle Sam was the law, and Jim Crow was the rule. Jazz greats were touring overseas, and Strayhorn took the A train to meet with Duke. Oh, people easily fell in love. They traveled the waterfront in search of a lover man. Yes, you go to my head, and our love is here to stay. Things ain't what they used to be, for there will never be another you. There's a cottage for sale on the outskirts of town, wrapped in the delight of our dreams. Ooh, what a little moonlight will do. And after another episode of Mercury Theater, Walter Winchell denounced Hitler. But while he reported trouble on the left, we were attacked from the right, and the days of infamy began. Germany declared war on Europe as we declared war on Japan, so allies from either side of the argument meant that everybody was in some kind of a fight. Draft notices were out, and men began to disappear. Blackout shades and air raid drills were a part of everyday life. Broken hearts and dreams delayed sat on the platform of army-bound trains. Clergy prayed for brothers and sons. Wives and mothers had to be strong and make every sacrifice because now the war was on. Defense plants opened, and everything had to be of one accord. So no cars were made, and very few records were printed. Rubber, nylon, and gas were scarce. Coffee, butter, and sugar were cut short. 40 ounces of meat had to last all week. It was the cost civilians had to pay fighting for democracy across the high seas. Roosevelt put everybody to work. He said that no discrimination was allowed. Ships and tanks and bullets and planes were made by women. Fannie Hill testified Hitler got us out of the white folks' kitchen because sisters finally had some good-paying jobs, while the brothers fought for democracy and segregated troops. Now, ain't that some GI jive? Men of combat cried like a child when they saw what the Nazis had done to the Jews. But for the first time, they were treated with humanity by folks with white skin. And that planted the seed for civil rights to begin, because when they got home, they refused to ever be relegated to a second-class citizen. Caldonia, Caldonia, what makes your big head so hard? Jazz showed no sign of slowing down, even as rhythm and blues came on. Louis Jordan, Nat King Cole, they kept the radios hot and the dance floor full of folks ready to let the good times roll. Hungry servicemen on a weekend pass landed upon towns where the joint was jumping and fine women were waiting. That's all they needed to know. Yes, they were tickling and loving and dancing and hugging and begging and pleading. If you can't smile and say yes, please, don't cry and say no. Do nothing until you hear from me. And in 1945, the soldiers that survived came home to their love and made her his bride. But by then, the world had caught us in a lie. Japanese were locked in camps. The Spanish and Native Americans had long been driven from their land. Africans denied basic human dignity in fighting for what America claimed itself to be. And by 1949, Hollywood showcased the shame with Pinky, Lost Boundaries, Intruder in the Dust, and None But the Brave. That moved us to the dawn of a powerful age that would change the country and would pave the direction for the rest of the century. Don't you know the war is on.